We are back with quick questions here today, and I'm going to answer one about how do we take the rubric score for our free response essays and put them in our gradebook. There are a bunch of different ways to do this. I'm going to show you how I do it here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go to my webpage here. This is the Garden of English Resources.weebly.com. Hopefully we'll be producing a new web page soon though. But if I scroll down on this webpage here, you're going to notice that I do have my syllabus offered right here. So I'm going to click on the syllabus file, and that will bring up this page here. Now, if you go a couple pages in, you're going to notice that I've got a chart in here, and this chart is actually how I translate my scores into my gradebook. So let me zoom in on this a little bit here. There we go. Okay, and you're going to notice that I actually have a sliding scale for scores in my gradebook, and the reason why is because I want to make sure that the essay score out of 6 stays the same all year. So a 5 will always be a 5, will always be a 5. A 2 will always be a 2. I don't change how that looks throughout the year, but what I do is for terms 1 and 2, I use this column right here. And if a student scores a 6, that means that the score on their paper will be between a 95 and a 100. If a student scores a 5, it'll be between an 88 and a 94. If a student scores a 4, it'll be between an 80 and an 87. And this allows me to have some wiggle room as I score. So I might have 2 kids that get a 4, and one of them gets an 81 and the other one gets an 87. But that's the low 4 and the high 4 depending on how the paper turns out. Okay, so I do have some wiggle room here. And then I've got the 2 and the 3. You'll notice that in term 1 and term 2 specifically, they cannot fail their essays, right? But because as a writing teacher, I do want my kids' writing to evolve, and I do want my kids to do strong work, what I do is when term 3 comes around, after we've written at least one timed writing for all types of our essays, when term 3 comes around, you're going to notice that the scale switches a little bit and begins to open up. So what was an 88 to a 94 becomes an 86 to a 94. What was an 80 to an 87 becomes a 76 to an 85. And then you'll see that it shifts again for term 4. So the point is that my students are expected to develop as writers, and as the year goes on, I open up how low they can score within a range because I want them to realize that they want to become better writers, not be complacent writers. And that's why I use a shifting scale. Now, this is just one way to do it. It's not the only way to do so, but there are plenty of other responses. But I want to just make this quick questions here because it does show up rather consistently. You have a resource at your fingertips, which is a method of how to do that, okay? And I do encourage you to click like and subscribe, of course, because there are plenty of other quick questions that we've answered so far. You can actually access those right up here. You can also like us and follow us on Facebook. You can like us and follow us on Instagram as well. And you can actually purchase some Garden of English merch if you want to as well. The links for that are in the description. I look forward to answering some more quick questions. But until the next time, you all have a great day.